Hey there, Anna here, and we are going to talk about a condition that I have that's called IC. Just decided to kind of open up about it right now. So IC affects your bladder. So it's painful bladder syndrome is its nickname. Doctors do not know the actual cause of IC or how it develops. Really, there are theories, but nobody really knows, and it's incurable and lifelong. So I've been dealing with this for probably the past 10 years or so now. You see, IC is kind of disguised as a bladder infection, a UTI. The symptoms are all like the same. It's just that when you get a flare up with IC, it's actually like bladder ulcers around, in my case, bladder ulcers around the bladder wall. So anytime I take in anything acidic, beverages, food, whatever, those ulcers start to kind of explode. And so my body is saying, flush it out, flush it out. So you have the urgency to go to the bathroom constantly, and nothing is coming out like a UTI. The only difference is when you go to the doctor, there's no bacteria found in your urine when you do a test. That's like one telltale sign that they know, to kind of point you off to the urologist and see if that's what you have. I suffered for a good 6 or 7 years thinking I had a bladder infection. I was like at the doctor's every month, getting fed antibiotics. What was so crazy is for all this time, like I didn't have bacteria showing, in my sample. So I don't know like how no one caught it ahead of time, like all of those years. And then finally I found a doctor. She was so amazing. I kept going in, with this pain, excruciating pain, you guys. Like, it hurts so bad. Like, you just want to ball up and you can't move. You can't move because, oh my gosh, it's terrible. But I think I went in there twice, and she's like, you know what? No, you don't have a UTI bladder infection. She's like, this is really odd. You don't have, like, bacteria, but I do have, like, I knew a really good urologist I'm going to send you to because I think you have IC. I was like, what is that? And she's like, it's like bladder ulcers, very painful. So I ended up going to the urologist a week later, and sure enough, I have IC. So yay for that, not. So unable to not get these excruciating, painful episodes, these flare-ups, you have to kind of follow this diet of non-acidic foods and beverages. Beverages that literally leaves you guys water. No alcohol, no carbonated drinks, no fruit juices, it's all acid, no nothing. No coffee. Yeah, so I can have like coffee substitutes. I drink a lot of coconut water and water, like honestly, and I eventually will like go back to coffee, and then I would get a little carried away, and then I'd have another flare up, and I'm like, God, I promise, never again, like. So I've had a flare up probably most of April, honestly. And yeah, so most of April, I've been feeling better this last week, thankfully. Yeah, so I have been having to follow this acid-free diet. And you know what? I'm trying to stay positive in my mind and just be like, find great things, start working out again, really stick to it, really get into it. And I've been feeling really good, actually. So I'm trying to do the glass half full because this condition, one of the major symptoms is low quality of life, and I refuse to let myself mentally get there. Anything that disrupts the bladder, that gets physically around, the love making and all of that stuff. Even when I go to the doctors and get that routine checkup, like they're like, well, this could hurt you. So I'm just like, I'm going to be quick. And I'm like, okay. But I still do things, okay? Like I'm not like cutting everything loose in my life. Did you guys know that acid is in everything? Chocolate, like I can't have caffeine. Yeah, so it's like basically I'm eating like vegetables, like rice and grains and potatoes, all of that stuff is good, like bread, fine. No sauces, lightly seasoned food. It's really hard to go to work when you have this condition, when you have a flare-up, but I still manage to go. I'm no doctor, but this is my body. And I feel like mine came from energy drinks, my condition. I really feel like that. I was drinking 2 like sugar-free rock stars a day in my 20s. And it just kind of started like erupting from there. So like my advice would be kind of like tone it down, or, stay away from those man-made beverages. They're not good for you. You live your life, but that's my theory. This is painful and I don't wish it upon anybody. Luckily for the main part of it all, like I do follow the diet, like, I just like kind of like weaved it into my life, besides the coffee. And I love tomatoes, I love pickles, I love everything I'm not supposed to have. But you could have everything in moderation, just like anything. Like when you work out, like a trainer will tell you in moderation, you can have this. Same thing with anything. And so I feel like, okay, well, that's the same as everything else. So it's not really like excluding me. So yeah, in moderation, I can have things that I like. Right now, I'm really taking it easy. But when I do that, I can go like a good amount of time, like even up to a year without having a flare up, which is amazing. Even certain like workouts that put pressure on the pelvis area, like can really like irritate you and even like, make a flare up happen. But strengthening your pelvic floor is like the best thing that you could do for this thing that I have. And so I made myself a plan. I made myself a, whole body strengthening plan, which is good. And all of the workouts that I do are fine for my bladder, which is most. Like there's not many that you can't do. And that's it. Yeah. I'm going to head off to work, but I just thought I'd share that with you guys. It's kind of like what I've been dealing with this whole last month. Please subscribe. That would be awesome. You would make me really feel really good. And I hope you have a marvelous day.